it's Miss Sarah here, and I'm the Children's Ministry Director, and I also teach religion classes for middle school here at SOTL. I'm so excited to share the book of the day with you guys today. The book I'm going to be reading is called A Day at the Fair by Arleta Richardson, illustrated by Mary O'Keefe Young, and this actually takes place in North Branch, Michigan. It's based on a true story. When I was about 6 years old, my pa promised that the whole family could go with him to the county fair in the next county. He wanted to attend the cattle auction. I heard there's a cooking and sewing exhibit for the ladies. He said to Ma, "You will enjoy that." I was so excited I could hardly wait for that day to come. The day of the fair, we were up before daybreak to have breakfast and get started. I was in such a hurry to leave that I didn't want to finish my meal, but Ma said I'd better eat all of it. After breakfast, Pa reached for the Bible. "Oh, Pa," I protested, "we aren't going to take time for prayer this morning, are we?" Pa looked at me with surprise. "God always comes first in this house, Mabel. We want to start our day by talking to him." "Well, I don't," I replied crossly. Ma didn't punish me for my sassy answer. She just looked at me and said quietly, "All right, Mabel, you won't need to pray this morning." As we started out, somehow the day didn't seem quite as exciting to me. I knew that I had behaved badly, but as we neared the fairgrounds, I began to think of the fun I would have. "The first thing I want to do is find Sarah Jane," I said. "You won't have to look too far," Ma replied. "I see her standing by the buggies, waiting for you." Sarah Jane was hopping from one foot to the other with excitement. "Hurry, Mabel," she called. "I've been waiting and waiting for you. What took you so long?" I started to say that we just had to pray before we could leave, but thought better of it. "We are here now," I said. "Let's go." We ran off towards the big tent that held the cooking and sewing exhibits, and our mothers followed close behind. "Oh," Sarah Jane exclaimed, "we'll never see all this. I didn't know there were so many quilts in the whole world. Have you ever seen so many things?" For a long time, Sarah Jane and I walked along with our mothers, looking at the displays and pointing out what we liked best. Shortly before noon, the ladies sat down to rest. "May we go outside and look around, Ma?" I asked. "I guess that would be all right, but don't get out of sight of the tents, will you?" "Oh no," we promised. "We'll stay right close by." Near the edge of the ground, Sarah Jane stopped and grabbed my hand. "Look, Mabel, do you see that?" She pointed towards the big trees. "What is it? Maybe a calf from the animal tent?" Sarah Jane shook her head. "I don't think so. It looks like a fawn to me. Let's go see." Quietly, we tiptoed towards the trees. It was a fawn, but it was watching us. "He doesn't seem to be afraid," I said. As we came closer, the fawn turned and stared into the woods, but he walked slowly and let us keep him in sight. "Isn't he pretty?" Sarah Jane exclaimed. "I wish he'd stop and let us pet him." We followed the fawn for a long time. Finally, he disappeared from the sight, and we decided we'd better get back. "We've come a long way," I said. "I can't see the edge of the woods from here. What if we go in the wrong direction?" "You can't go in the wrong direction if you just turn around from the way you've been going," Sarah Jane said. And to prove it, she turned around and started backwards. I followed. We walked on for what seemed like a long time. Then Sarah Jane stopped. "We don't seem to be going anyplace," she said. "I don't think we walked this far." "You mean you don't know the way back? You acted like you did." "I guess we didn't turn around far enough," Sarah Jane admitted. "We'd better stop and think about that for a minute." The woods didn't seem as friendly anymore. "Sarah Jane," I said, "I'm getting sort of worried. Besides, I'm awfully hungry. Do you suppose they'll go ahead and eat without us?" "Probably," Sarah Jane replied gloomily. "They won't know that we went away from the grounds. We were sure silly to follow that fawn." We stood for a few minutes staring into the woods. Then Sarah Jane said, "I think we'd better pray about it. The Lord can help us find the way back." Suddenly, I remembered that I had refused to pray that morning. Now I was sorry and ashamed to ask God for help. "You pray," I said to Sarah Jane as we sat down. "Dear Lord, please send someone to find us," she prayed. "Thank you." "Now what shall we do?" she asked. "Pa told us if we ever got lost in our woods, we should sit still until someone finds us. Maybe we should do the same thing in these woods." "I guess so. We didn't do much good moving around, so we better stay right here." It seemed like we sat on that log for hours. We sang all the songs we knew and recited all the poems we had learned. "Do you suppose we had better remind God that we're still here?" Sarah Jane said. "I don't think we need to. I'm sure he's already told our folks where we are." "I wish they would hurry up and come then," Sarah Jane said. "It must be almost night." Finally, both of us fell asleep. The next thing we knew, we were being picked up in strong arms and carried towards the fairgrounds. "I knew you'd come," I said to Pa. "We asked the Lord to send someone. Did he tell you where we were to find us?" "Yes, I'm sure he did," Pa replied, "and I'm glad you remembered to stay in one place." "Pa," I said, "I'm sorry I didn't pray this morning. I will never do that again." Pa hugged me, and I knew he had forgiven me. When we were back with our families, we were surprised to find that we had only been gone about 2 hours. "I'm glad the Lord watched over you girls," Ma said. "If he doesn't, there's not much hope for either one of you, I'm afraid." Sarah Jane and I looked at each other and smiled. The end. I hope you enjoyed this book.